Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a new day, a bright Sunday, a day that the Lord has made that we should all be glad and rejoice in it. You don't like this day, which other day would you prefer? Today is another day, a Sunday, bringing to your doorsteps health issues right from Richmond Media. This afternoon, we have another episode, a very important topic which everyone needs to listen to this program. Therefore, I will encourage you to invite your friends and family to join us this afternoon as we discuss prevention of kidney failure. At the end of the day, we will understand the facts on kidney diseases, some functions of the kidney, and then the causes of kidney failure, diagnostic investigations to confirm the kidney disease, and then the preventive measures of kidney failure. Please, I will encourage you to send the link to whoever that you can reach. Invite friends and family to sit down with us. Don't forget to share what you have and also to click on the notification button as we discuss the prevention of kidney failure. This afternoon, as usual, I have my own Brother George Ackon, with me. Mr. Ackon, you're welcome once again to Richmond Media.
Thank you.
How are you today?
By God's grace and the after rain, cool weather in Ghana, we are doing well. And you?
We have the sunshine, but it's cold. When you get the sunshine, it's really, you feel the presence of the sun. But when we see a bright Sunday and you go out there, then you feel that indeed there is difference between where you are and where we are at the moment. But in all things, we give thanks to Him, the Most High God, who has made us to feel differences within different countries. As the topic states, prevention of kidney failure. What is kidney at all, or what are the kidneys if we put them together? Thank you.
Okay. We we thank our viewers and our listeners for always their precious time that they spent with us. This lesson is important because a lot of people are dying of kidney related conditions. So I believe by God's grace, as our viewers and our listeners are preparing towards the musical concert, they will also need to have a good kidney so that they can um, visit or attend the program with good health. Now, we want to look at some facts about this topic, kidney diseases. You know that more than 1 in 7 US adults, that's about 35.5 million people, or 14%, are estimated to have chronic kidney diseases. Then as many as 9 in 10 adults with chronic kidney disease do not know that they have it. So when you take 10 people suffering from kidney disease, 9 of them is not aware. They are ignorant about the condition because probably they are not having severe complications, or the filtration rate has not been reduced so severely that it has turned into dialysis and co. Then about 1 in 3 adults with severe chronic diseases do not know they have it. Now, when you take the chronic kidney disease, it's more common in people. At first, you can say that only people with, let's say, 65 and above. But currently, no, because we can get people from 45 to 64 having the condition, and as low as the 18 to 44 being 6%. Even now, as we are speaking, You have some people who are even less than the 18 who are suffering from kidney related condition, and it's very important we dive into it. Slightly, it's more common among women than in men. Then when you continue with the facts, it says that about 807,000 Americans are living with kidney failure. So when the disease attack the kidney, then failure is about to enter into it. Then you realize that about 245,000 Americans living with kidney transplant. And how many people are willing to even donate their kidney for us? Therefore, we need to be having this knowledge. About 1 in 3 people with diabetes. So when you take those with diabetes, out of 3, 1 out of them are likely to get this kind of condition, kidney condition or kidney disease, because diabetes is one of the top cause of kidney failure, causing about nearly half of new cases. So those with diabetes and they are not adhering to their treatment, they are doing it or managing it anyhow. We need to be careful about that. Then when you take those with high blood pressure, 5 out of them, 1 out of every 5 have kidney disease because they are friends. Diabetes and its twin brother, hypertension, coming together can help you to get kidney disease. Then at the end, you get the complication stroke. But you know that kidney diseases is among the non-communicable diseases. Non-communicable disease simply means it's among the lifestyle conditions. So it tells us clearly that if you are able to dive deeper, know certain lifestyle and adapt to certain new or healthy lifestyle changes, then by God's grace, we can reverse most of these conditions because it falls part under the non-communicable diseases. But the good news is that early detection saves life. Therefore, Richmond Media Health Issues want to alert our viewers and our listeners so that at least we can assess our system. We can be updated about our own self, and any deviation we can just turn up to intervene earlier. Being physically active, keeping a healthy body weight, consuming kidney friendly foods and fluids, and getting tested for your kidney function test can help protect your kidney. So these are the things that helped us to come deeper into the question that asked about the kidney. And if we know what is happening on the grounds, at least we will be able to be updated and appreciate this knowledge. When you take the kidney, as the question asked, not only adults have kidney, the development of kidney begins during pregnancy. So if you want to prevent kidney failure, then it means it starts from pregnancy, because in pregnancy, fetal kidney develops or begins to develop in the first trimester, that is the first 3 months, like the first 5 weeks. And by the 12 weeks of pregnancy, the kidney begins to function properly. And by 13th week, they are normally producing some urine. So if this stage, during you neglect your pregnancy care during the first trimester, it means you are going to do things to affect the healthy development of your fetal kidney. So that is where preventive measures begins, from pregnancy. Then when the embryonic kidney fails to develop during this place, then it means you are going to give birth to a child who is coming to have or suffer from kidney related problems. And at times it can be early detected when you visit, you are a regular ANC attendant and they are doing your scan. That is where, if there is any deviation, the promptness can come. So prevention, it starts from the pregnancy. Now the kidney, as you are seeing on this screen, it's like a beans shape, That's why we can say kidney beans. The beans that we mostly consume. But in this case, God has positioned it in 2 sides of our body. And they don't have equal size. The right side is slightly lower than the right, the left side, because the right side, majority of the space is being occupied by the liver. So God, who was positioning things in his own wisdom, knew that when I made the right side of the kidney above or equal to the left side, then the liver is going to compress on it and it will give us problem. Therefore, he made it a little lower than the right side. So kidneys are powerful chemical factories that perform the following in our body. One, let's know that kidney forms part of the excretory organs. Excretory organs means that the organs that takes waste out of the system. So it can take waste from your blood, it can take waste from your body and bring them out. That is one of its function. Therefore, if the function is being impaired, it tells us that there is going to be a lot of filth build up within the system, and we need to note that. Another aspect is that the kidney helps with fluid balance. So it makes sure that you don't have more fluid within your system or less fluid within your system. It always help you to check the balance. So like a scale, check the balance. Another aspect is that the kidney also helps in release of hormones that regulate blood pressure. So individuals with high blood pressure, aside the other cause, high blood pressure can also be a sign telling you and I that our kidneys function is slightly impaired. Because when the kidney that's supposed to release a hormone to regulate your pressure fails to do its work, then you are likely to get what we call high blood pressure. So we need to be mindful of it. Then the kidney also helps to produce an active form of vitamin D. And the vitamin D is going to help us promote strong and healthy bones. So we always say we are going to stand in the sun for vitamin D. If you stand in the sun for the vitamin D, the sun rays will shine on you, but the conversion for it to get into the active vitamin D form, the kidney needs to play a role. So if your kidney is not healthy, you're standing in the sun and the active form of vitamin D will be impaired. Then the last thing I will say is that it controls production of red blood cells. You know, when you go to the hospital, we'll check your red blood cell to know either you are anemic or what. So for the production of the red blood cells, it also begins apart from the kidney. So these are some of the functions of the kidney that we want to highlight before we move on to its failure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, brother, for giving us the overview of the kidney. Our brother George also Queen says, every Sunday is bright for my sister. That's true, brother. Once it comes with sun always brightens. As I am speaking now, the weather, I can see from here that it is really bright. Though it's cold, that does not make the name of the Sunday move to a different day or changes, but it still remains the same. Thank you. Brother George, now that you've given us the overview of the kidney or the kidneys, what are some of the functions of the kidney?
Okay, the functions of the kidney is what I highlighted: removal of waste from the from the blood, then from the body, then it comes out as a form of urine. It also helps it to come out as a form of sweat, because the liver also plays a role. So by pushing it out either through the in urine form or sweat, then regulation of hormones. And these hormones, one is what will control your blood pressure. One is what will help you to also get the active form of vitamin D. And also for red blood cell production, it also forms part of your red blood cell production. So the kidney is one excretory organ. So it's a chemical factory in our body that performs some of these roles. So if we are walking and fluid, we are not overloaded with fluid, it tells you that your kidney is working well. That's why there's a balance. So for fluid not to be too low or too high for you to be edematous, means that you are big because of fluid, then it tells you that the role of the kidney has been improved by balancing our fluid for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Is there any connection that it filters the blood? Is there anything like that?
Yes. You see that when it comes to blood and quality blood supply to your body, the liver helps to sieve or remove toxins from the blood. Then the kidney too will help to also remove excess toxins from the blood. So what the blood will see to it to be a thing that can cause harm or toxic within the body, or some minerals not to be overdose in your blood. The liver, because of the sieve that filters your blood for you. So there is a connection between the blood filtering ability. That's why we said we have the part of the kidney called the glomerulus. So the nephron within the kidney is the basic unit. And within the nephron is what we call the glomerulus. And the glomerulus is like the sieve within the kidney that will sieve the blood. Then it will send the sieved blood to the tubules. That's the tubes. Then through the tubes, it will now go to other parts of the body. So as you all prepare, those who know how to cook prepare palm nut soup. After pounding and mixing with your water, you realize that you need to pour into a sieve. So the pouring into the sieve to strain for you to get your liquid without the chaff and the palm nut fruit is what we are terming as the filtration rate. That is why whenever we are checking for the function of the kidney, we again check for the filtration rate, the ability of the kidney to filter the blood. And if it's not able to filter the blood, then it means that more toxins will be in the blood, and with time will lead to kidney failure. Then you will be going to the dialysis, complicated form, then you are waiting for kidney transplant. So there's a linkage between filtering just as a form of waste coming out in a urine form and also filtering blood for us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Then, if the um, kidney can further filter the blood for us to have a healthy one, then what causes kidney failure?
Okay. So we will say that you will have kidney failure when the kidney is performing its work, but not as the body's demand. So if you realize that now for fluid balance, you are not getting that balance, but rather you are having swelling of the leg or swelling of the arm or swelling of the abdomen. Now you are having less urine production, then it means that your kidney is there, but it's not able to perform its major role of the fluid balance, major role of excreting waste for it to come out as a urine. Then when that happens, then we are saying that you have kidney failure. Then with a kidney failure, we have two kinds. We have the acute kidney failure and chronic kidney failure. Acute means that it just happened suddenly. So we are just there. Then due to certain things, one had an accident, then an injury to the kidney, but then the kidney fails to perform that work. Or due to certain medication, those abusing took some medication, then because it was higher affecting the kidney, then crash it down, but then the kidney begins or start to fail. Because we have some individuals who take some drug, then less than 30 minutes, you see that their face is become puffiness. then their feet become swollen. It tells you that that one is just an acute. But chronic means that it takes longer time to occur, which means the thing that you are doing was affecting the kidney, but it was gradually, slowly performing its work till it leads to that stage. Now, with the causes, I'll group the causes to 3 categories. With the 3 categories, the first one, I want us to look at the cause as in condition that will slow blood flow to your kidney, because as we're learning the health of the blood vessels, you know the kidney too contains blood vessels. So we have the veins and the arteries where blood is being supplied to the kidney. So what are some of the conditions that will slow blood flow to your kidney? Because when blood flow to your kidney is impaired, you will over a time have kidney related issues, including kidney failure. Another second thing is when a cause that will occur direct to the kidney or a damage directly to the kidney, that can also lead to kidney failure. Then the final part is a cause that is also linking to the ureters, the drainage tubes, when it's being blocked, preventing waste, which is in the form of urine coming out. So these are the 3 categories I want us to look at. Now, the conditions that will slow blood flow, what are they? Number 1 is heart attack. Heart attack, because we are saying that the heart is the pumping machine in the body. Therefore, for the kidney and other organs to get blood, the heart needs to pump. But when you are having a problem with your heart, it will not be able to pump as is expected. Then when that occurred, it means less flow of blood will reach the kidney. And because of your heart attack, it can lead you to kidney failure. So heart attack is one. Another aspect is dehydration, severe dehydration. You realize that dehydration simply means that when your body or your system lacks water. So there are some individuals, when you see them, they have grown very lean, not that they are on slimming course. Their skin is very, very dry compared to an other category of people. When you see them, you see their skin being moist. You see, this one is having water in the system. But another class of people, when you see them, it's like you are just touching bones. So signs of severe dehydration can also affect blood flow, quality blood flow to your kidney, because the more you are hydrating the system, the more the kidney is also able to get work to do. And if it's getting work to do, it's like a tube. The water will also help to remove filth from itself and will always make it patent. But a situation where you are not hydrating well, when you are not hydrating well, then leading to dehydration in the severest form means that the kidneys will be suffering, because its lovely drink is also water to hydrate the system. So that is also another cause from that angle. Another type is what we call, or cause is liver failure. When you have a problem with your liver, you know internally the largest excretory organ in the body is the liver. So if the liver fails to perform its excretory function, then it means there will be more filth retained at the first stage in the body, in the blood, and the kidney is also going to work or overwork. So first person failing to perform its supervisory role, the kidney is going to suffer. Then over time, you realize that your abdomen will be swollen because the kidney is affected. Then if your liver is failing, you have what we call the ascites. That's accumulation of fluid in the abdominal cavity, as we are seeing on the screen. And over time, the kidney will also begin to try to compensate, help the liver to perform that excretory role. Then it will also fail. So when your liver is failing, it's also a cause of kidney failure that we need to talk about. Then certain overdose of medications or abuse of medication, specifically some pain medication that viewers, our listeners have tend to be prescribers. Problem in the house. The child is suffering from headache. It might be as a result of constipation or not drinking water, but we overlook it. Then you just visit the pharmacy nearby. Now they know most drugs, either paracetamol or tramadol, depend on the severity. And our ladies, instead of them looking at what is causing the hormonal imbalance for them to have menstrual pains every month, they have developed a strategy. And they know that, oh, at first I was using paracetamol to quench my menstrual pains. Now it's not working. So they will go to another advanced form of pain medication, another advanced form of pain medication. Over time, it affects your kidney. So those abusing drugs, we need to be mindful of those, because certain medications will help you have kidney disease and leading to kidney failure. We need to watch out. Then the second cause is direct damage to your kidney. What can also cause direct damage to your kidney? Number one is what we call the lupus syndrome or systemic lupus erythematosus. Lupus simply means, for our viewers, don't be confused, it's an autoimmune disease. Autoimmune disease means that you have either ingested something or drink something that has entered your system. Now, the effect is that your normal cells within your body, we will say the soldiers in your body, identify the outcome to be like, this one resembles us. Then there will be confusion among them. So when the healthy cells, immune cells, tends to fight each other or itself, is what we call autoimmune disease. And when you have that autoimmune disease, one condition that you get is diabetes type 1. Diabetes type 1. Another condition emanating from autoimmune disease is rheumatism or rheumatoid arthritis. It's an autoimmune disease. Another autoimmune disease that we can talk about is asthma, also linking to that. Then it also affects the kidney. So it's also something that we need to be mindful of it. Another aspect that causes direct damage to the kidney is alcohol, alcoholic beverages. So the intake of alcohol, this one will cause direct kidney damage. So it's something that if you want to prevent kidney failure, we need to watch out. Another aspect too is what we call the glomerulonephritis. Don't be confused. It's two things: the glomerulus and also the nephron. When you take the kidney, the nephron, within the nephron, we have what we call the glomerulus. They are the filters. The filters. So a condition that will lead to inflammation of the glomerulus and the nephron is what we call the glomerulonephritis. Itis means inflammation. So in short means infection. Infection that occurs or that appeared in the kidney, specifically during the nephron and the glomerulus, the angle, then it can lead to inflammation. Then because of that inflammatory process, the filters will not be able to perform its quality filtering work, and it will lead to more deposit of toxins within your system, specifically within your kidney, and the kidney being overworking to a point will begins to fail. Then you can get what we call the kidney failure. Another aspect is what we call the hemolytic uremic syndrome. In this case, it means that the condition, because we have mentioned about one of the functions of the kidney as helping in production of red blood cell. Red blood cell. Now, when you have a problem that occurs to excess breakdown of red blood cell, that can also lead to this condition, and that's what we have made it the bigger name, that hemolytic uremic syndrome. So in simple terms, that is the meaning of that one also. Another aspect, direct damage to the kidney, is when there is fat deposit within the vessels that supply blood to your kidney. So when blood is going to the kidney, it needs to pass through the vessels, the tubes. But when you are gaining fat, excess fat, meaning that you are increasing weight, overweight, these fats can be able to block or narrow the lumen, the pathway of the vessel that the blood is going through into your kidney. And when it's narrowed, it means there will be less amount of blood supply to your kidney. And when that occurs, when some cells are not getting adequate blood, it begins to die off, because the blood contains 1, oxygen, 2, nutrients. And if the cells of your kidney is not getting oxygen and nutrient because of fat, then you are likely to get kidney failure. That explains why it's also most common among individuals who are obese. So we need to be mindful. The second other thing is blood clot. The previous one is fat, and this one is clot. Because when you look at this slide, when the fat blocks the lumen, you realize that the excess blood that is not able to go will clot. And when it clots and there's a hard beat of the heart, and a clot get its way and block blood supply to your kidney, this clot, blood clot, can lead to kidney disease, because it's impairing blood flow to the kidney. Then the last cause is what we are saying, that the blocking the ureters, the tubes, by preventing the kidney to bring out waste. Number 1 is kidney stones. When you have kidney stones, you realize that it tells you that there's a minerals that has been able to be more in the system, and it formed that fat, hard deposit. So example, when you sweat and you don't bath, when you just it dries off on your skin, and you want to use your hand to scratch your skin, you realize you see that scratchy skin. So in that same way, when mineral deposit is not being balanced in the kidney, it can lead to a type of kidney disease called kidney stones. And when this occurs, it blocks the tubes that is about to help remove waste in the form of urine from the system. And when you get this condition, kidney stones, it can also be one of the cause. So we need to be mindful and be paying particular attention to the health of the kidney. Another aspect is when you have enlarged prostate. Enlarged prostate means that when you see this screen, the ureters, that is the tubes, will take the excess or the waste to the bladder. And the bladder is where the urine will store over some time. Then it will come out in the form of urine. But when you have the enlargement of the prostate in men have prostate, women do not have prostate. So you see where the prostate is, and the tubes or the lumen is just in between the prostate. So the prostate is like the C, and the tube for it to urine to come out is just in between. So if your prostate is enlarging, then it means it will be pressing on the lumen or the tube to bring urine out. And over time, when it's blocked it and you feel urination, you realize that some people will go and they will have pains urinating, or they feel urinating, but when they go, they'll have scanty urination or painful urination. So this is also some cause that can affect the kidney. And when your urine too is not coming out, it means more of filth is retaining. And when more filth are retaining, then you realize that it's going to create a medium of infection, and that infection can also aggravate. Then you end up having kidney failure. Another aspect is when there is a blood clot in the ureters. The ureters are the tube that is receiving the excess fluid from top to the bladder, then you urinate it out. But when there is a blood clot within it and is able to stack well, it will prevent flow of urine into the bladder. Then you are likely to get kidney infection. Then that infection can aggravate. Then over time you get what we call kidney failure. So we need to also be mindful. Then the last one is what we call the bladder cancer. You see, the bladder is like the receiver to hold the urine for some time, then it comes out. But when there is a cancer means abnormal growth of cells in a particular organ, and where it's being found is what gives its name. So when it's found in the bladder, then you have what we call bladder cancer. And when the bladder is suffering from cancer, then it means it will not be able to perform its role. Then over time you can get what we call kidney failure. So these are the stages or the category of the causes I want our viewers and listeners to know. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother George, for giving us the in-depth, indeed, you've given us in-depth understanding of the causes of kidney failure. We have our sister Christiana Sapon says, "Good day, Sister Hannah and your group, watching you live from Amsterdam. I'm very happy for today's topic. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, Sister Christiana Sapon. Also, our brother David Esiedu says, more fire, Prof. He continues to say that we can't afford to lose our kidney strength. Sir Bigger says, very expensive to be replaced. We gotta take care of our kidneys. Indeed, we have to take good care of our kidneys because when we lose it, it's hard to get it back. Otherwise, you have to be replaced by somebody's. That one is not 100% assurance that you're going to get it or it's going to be beneficial to you. Thank you so much, Sir Bigger, for that contribution, as well as Brother David, Sister Christina Salbon, and Brother George's Bequin. If you are going for this Easter holidays, there is something hot waiting for you at Kumasi, the center of Ghana, or Sekrum. And it's nothing but a good news. Music for you to enjoy, and it's coming right to you by Richmond Media. Easter concerts at Prempe Assembly Hall. Why don't you make your way on the 23rd of March? As soon as you can, wherever you are coming from, any part of Ghana, or if you are preparing yourself for holidays in Ghana, just that day, go there and you experience the joy and the benefit of music, the joy of serving the Lord, and the benefit. What are some of the benefits? I will not tell you. I want you to come there and you experience it yourself, and then you come and testify to some of us that are not able to go there. Onia, Kumasi, Anankran, Takrade, Ahina Wo, Volta, Anase Esiremu. Baby Pia will be a TNSA from Richmond Media, Esibra, na any media we see, Ewa Eradimo, Ewa Prempe Assembly Hall. Yamia Aduma, Bosimia Yesimi, March Bosome, Nada, Etosu Edunum Yensa, Ebo no 9K, Yadinum Esh so. There were different groups are Eba, choral groups are, Yadi Anum Suo, Emu, Enichi, Nkuransha, Nkunimdie, Ochie. Ewo mu ompe we adie biem ena wope enti menua yesro bra na waninje bra na bedi abusie bra na ene yen emeto enwom emmom na yenyi awrade aye yemma awrade so yenti hosana. Isane se Kristo minim sɛ saa da no na Kristo bɛwu o. Sɛ saa da no na wɔresɔre o. Ne nyinaa ɛyɛ Easter mmerɛ nti bra na yɛndi ahurisie ɛwɔ Awurade mu. Brother George, back to you. Then we move to the next question. How is the kidney failure diagnosed, or what are the diagnostic investigations that confirms kidney disease or kidney diseases or kidney failure? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Diagnostic investigations. Diagnostic investigation means that what are some of the things, because we know after the diagnostic investigation, we'll talk about the signs that will alert you to be conscious that is this problem relating to kidney being impaired or what? But when you get to know the signs that we'll be mentioning soon, then you want to prove further, because it's an internal organ. It's not external organ that you can look at your skin and say, hey, my kidney is becoming big. No, you need to visualize internally. So the investigations that we are going to take through is what we are about to listen. Number one is that you will visit the hospital, then they take a blood sample for one kidney function test. So we will take your sample, blood sample, then we want to look at the functionings of your kidney. Another aspect, we will take your blood sample to look at the BUN, mean that bilirubin, urea, nitrogen. Then we will look at the creatinine level also in the kidney, the blood that we are taking. So when they take the blood sample, we are going to look at some features will suggest that the functioning of the kidney is impaired or is normal. Then your prescriber or anyone who is taking care of you will be right to interpret for you. Or we want to see the amount of some creatinine, urea, nitrogen, bilirubin in the blood. That also gives another clue in regards to the condition you are presenting. We will take blood sample to look at the amount of cholesterol within your blood, because we mentioned the one of the causes of the kidney failure as fat deposit in your blood, or fat deposit blocking the lumen of your blood vessels. So we want to know the fat level, so lipid profile, the cholesterol breaks down within your blood. That's also another thing that we will take. Another aspect to it is that we will take blood sample to check if you are having a normal hemoglobin level. That's what we call the HB, or it's low, because if you are having low blood, you are likely to, and you don't pay attention, one of the complications too will be kidney issue. So we will check to know your blood level as well. Then from there, another aspect that will help us is urine. We will take your urine, we help you to take your urine, then you send it to the lab for investigation. The reason why the urine is also important is that you are urinating. As you are urinating, it's either frequency, which means you go, then you come, you feel the edge, you go again, or urgency. When you go and you feel the edge, when you go, nothing comes, scanty, then you come back. Then having these urination problems, diabetes can be a point, kidney can be a point, prostate can be a point, even infection can be a point. So we want to be clear that the complaints you are lodging, which is best, then we take your urine to know the exact bacteria or exact findings we will get. Then it will help us to really diagnose you of a kidney related problem or not. Then also we'll do the ultrasound. So when you go, they will do scan for you to visualize the structure of the kidney, then how it's been performing, then we will know that you are the right path or not. Then you do the CT scan of the kidney, so that will help us to be more visualize the internal structures of the kidney, to help us know, is yours as a result of blood clot in a vessel that supplies the kidney with blood or what? So we have the CT scan too there. Then we have what we call the magnetic resonance imaging, what we call the MRI. That also helps us to also visualize, to know the structure and to detect the abnormalities. So these are some. We can help you also to do the prostate surface antigen, because a cause of a kidney problem, especially in the male, can also be a prostate issue. So the prostate analysis will help us to know if your cause is as a result of enlarged prostate that is affecting your urine flow or impairing your urine flow. So these are some of the diagnostic investigations that we can talk about. Thank you.
Thank you so much, brother. Now that we understand the diagnostic investigations to confirm kidney diseases, now it's time for us to understand what we can do, measures, preventive measures of kidney failure. Thank you.
Welcome. Before we move to the preventive measures, now let's look at the causes, the signs and symptoms. You know, as you are going to do the investigations, we have the signs. The signs mean that certain things, one, symptoms is what the person will be telling you. When I'm feeling the urge to urinate, I feel pains, I mostly feel itchiness, I'm not able to sleep, concentration is being impaired. So the signs are what you are also seeing, and the symptoms is what the person is telling you. Our viewers should be clear with that. So with the signs and symptoms of kidney failure, number one is the picture on the screen. You see, some people, when they sleep and they don't sleep well and wake up, you see that they have swelling or puffiness of the face. But this one is not those who were not able to sleep well issue. No. You realize that all of a sudden, for some days, you are having this puffiness of face. Puffiness of face. It gives you a clue. Your lips may be swollen, and you have the periorbital edema. So the periorbital, we are talking about in a layman term, your eye, under your eye. You see the skin being swollen, then your face swollen. Beloved, don't take it like you are rich and you are gaining weight. No, some key things that will suggest that no, your kidney is having some problem. This picture is one. So we can all go and stand in the mirror and be looking at our face. That's the first one. Number two, you have decreased urine output. So the whole day, you were able to drink like 4 sachets of water, but you were able to urinate like 3 tablespoons. So it means there's decreased output. At the same time, you are not able to even sweat. So it means the fluids you have consumed, your output is less. That tells you that you need to pay attention to your system and know how things will be going. Another aspect is fluid retention, because one of the functions of the kidney is to maintain fluid balance. But in this case, there is fluid retention. And when there is fluid retention, there will be swelling of the legs, swelling of the ankles, swelling of the feet. And some individuals, when you press the swelling site and you remove your hand, it will leave a pit. So we call it pitting edema. And in those, some people who have beliefs, so many beliefs, when their feet and ankle tend to be swollen, then they will term it like you have stepped on juju, and someone has, because of position, they've sent you to some juju man. So you are having an experience of juju. So you need to go for purification and other things. Yes, but we want to also say that there are some medical conditions that can present like you have stepped on juju. So if you are beginning to have swelling of the feet, swelling of the ankles, swelling of the legs, then you need to pay attention to it, because some might be a kidney related problem. Another aspect is shortness of breath, because the kidney is supposed to help with blood production, and red blood cells production will help you with iron, nutrient, oxygen, and that will give you more strength to be able to work without easy shortness of breath. But in this case, when you're having this problem, you begin to have easy tiredness, less than you are panting for air. So it's also a problem. Irregular heartbeat, because a kidney function is to regulate your pressure. And if you are having impairment of the function of the kidney, it will help you to get hypertension, irregular heartbeats, and the other things. So you need to also be mindful of it. Another aspect in regards with urine is foaming of urine. You see, when you stand at one place and urinate, it forms foam, or there's a foamy forming. That's not the one we are saying. So if you stand at one place and you are urinating at a particular side and it begins to bubbles and you are seeing it, don't think you have kidney failure. No, that's not the case. But you have some individuals, when they urinate into even a pail or something, they are closet, you see how foamy the urine is. It's also another clue that you need to also work on that. Then as part of the urine issue too, some people urinate more often or less than usual. More often, most people, especially in the night, they urinate a lot. So if you are someone who knows yourself, when you drink water, you urinate. But in this case, some people are drinking water, but they are over urinating. Some are also not even taking water, they are over urinating. It gives you a clue that let me look out. That's where you go to the diagnostic investigation as well. You present your complaints, then we prove further. Is it diabetes, prostate, or kidney problem? Then you have itchy skin, because we are saying kidney remove toxins from the system. And when you have more accumulation of toxins in the blood, you have itchy skin. So we have some individuals who mostly have itchiness of their skin, and they have been using a lot of topical creams. It's not going. Check your kidney function. Check your liver function, because when there are a lot of filth in the blood too, you are likely to get itchiness of skin. But we don't pay attention. We will just go and buy cream for topical application. Then also trouble sleep. So sleep related problems. Some people is because of noisy, some people their phones or their gadgets, but some individuals are suffering from trouble sleeping because of a medical condition, and one of them can be kidney problem. So we need to be mindful of it. Some people too, they have breath smell that sounds like, or that sounds like fishy. You see, when you are breathing, some people's own will be like a fruit, and that suggests another condition, can be a diabetes issue. But some people too, when they are sensing their smell, it's like fishy like thing. It also gives you another clue. So whenever you are breathing and you are having some smell within, pay much attention, because if it's fishy, gives us a clue. If it's like fruity, it gives us a clue for another condition. So these are some of the things that should point or prompt us to do further investigation. Then knowing this, we go to that preventive measures. For the preventive measures, we are saying number one, that kidney formation begins from the fetus or at the pregnancy stage. So you advise anyone who is pregnant or who is planning to be pregnant to be regular at wherever they are taken care of. Regular attendance, regular checkups, so that any early detection of abnormality can be intervened. But you can see most pregnant women, no one is checking on them, because they only visit the facility the first day they miss their pregnancy, and the last day they will sense of labor. So in that case, if there are some abnormalities, you might skip a lot. So regular attendance, our midwives are there to guide you, and your prescriber too is there to guide you. So don't neglect the developmental stages in pregnancy. Let's be mindful. Number two, if you have an underlying condition that they have booked you for checkups, like diabetes, like hypertension, please adhere to the checkups, because there are some particular time you will visit the one caring for you. He might try to reduce some of your drugs because he has seen some improvement, or he might try to guide you well on some changes in the medications they have put you on. But some individuals will only visit their healthcare providers once they have severe complications of their condition. So it's also important. And then if you have blood pressure, please let's make sure we adhere to the treatment to manage it. Diabetes, same, because these two are one of the leading causes of kidney failure. Then we realize that most people are suffering from kidney diseases because of either one, lack of knowledge, or two, inadequate knowledge. That's why Richmond Media is doing one of the preventive role or measures, that is educate the people, educate the public, and that's what we are doing. So what we are doing is just to give you overview of the kidney, how this can occur, so that you make a decision. So education is another thing. Another aspect is individuals have been keeping urine to themselves because he's a teller at the bank, he's the secretary, he's the manager, he's organizing meeting for longest time. When they feel the urge, they keep to themselves, then it goes off. Over a longer period of time, you are delaying fail to come out, so it will create a medium of infection, and you are likely to get kidney stones, kidney infections, or urine infections, then can lead to kidney related problems. So officers, secretaries, busy people, gents, ladies, when it comes to that edge, put the gents and the ladies aside and go and bring the waste out. And that's also another thing. When you are gaining weight, you need to make sure you work on your weight, because overweight is excess fat, and excess fat can end up also affecting organs. And you can get the fatty liver, fatty kidney, then also the blood vessels being blocked with fat. So overweight, let's visit our lesson on obesity and look at the measures. Then the final thing that will climax all is lifestyle modification. Lifestyle modification. So you make sure that quality air, you breathe in quality air to mix with the blood to get quality blood, for you to get quality or rich blood supply to your kidney for it to perform its work. Then adequate exposure to the sunlight. Then there are certain things that you need to avoid. That's where we are talking about alcohol. We're talking about keeping urine to yourself. Avoid those things. Bring it out. Avoid the intake of alcohol. Then rest. When you feel tired, rest. After every activity that you realize your system have been endangered, rest. So when it comes to exercise, make sure you look at your age, your health condition, plan with your provider, then they can coach you on the proper type of exercise. Then diet. You realize that if fat accumulation can predispose me to kidney failure or kidney related issues, things that create a medium of building fat within the system. So either meat, because research have shown that red meat has been one of the leading cause of cancers. So we need to be mindful of it. Then some people, they'll use only one oil to fry all their plantains, all their yams. No, be mindful with your oily foods. Be mindful with it, and that will help us. And you know that most individuals begins, instead of giving water to their children, give sweet scented refined sugary drinks, beverages to their children. They begin to increase weight. When we check their blood to see the kidney function, you realize that uric acid is high and their complaints is flank pains. Then it tells you that instead of giving this sweet scented or artificially made drinks to your children, then it goes to the next one, adequate water. Be giving water to your people, your children, you yourself, because you also have kidney. Then we talk about kidney foods. Kidney foods are any food out there that has a lot of water, like cucumber, watermelon, the oranges, the pawpaw, the fruits that contains a lot of water helps the kidney. The non-refined foods helps the kidney. So look around your country and be spying and be eating in variety. Then cleanliness is a key, because if you are a female and you don't know how to clean well, infection, when you have infection, the candida and things can travel out up there. So instead of coming out, it will go up. So cleanliness is a law of our a lifestyle law that we need to uphold. So personal hygiene, not only to the females, the males too, because if you are not
Thank you.
bathing, that one goes more to the males. You realize series of works, impairment of bathing. So bath related problem because of busy schedules of most male. So when you bath, it be able to open the pores of your skin for quality blood. But if you don't bath well, fail to join your blood, then also affect your proper circulation. Then trust, it's a condition. But when you have this condition, you need to make sure that you have a positive mind, that it's also a reverse, because it's a lifestyle condition. And lifestyle condition, when you change the lifestyle, in addition to the treatment your provider is giving you, you will not get it. And also, if you have it in addition with lifestyle modification to the treatment you are on, it will not lead to transplant or dialysis. Then the last thing about the lifestyle modification is purity. Purity means holiness of life. The Bible says that the one you have married is the one you need to sleep with. But you have some people opening their zips anywhere. And if you violate that holiness law, it means you go and sleep with individuals and have infection. When you have sexually transmitted infection, this infection can affect your urinary system, and that can go a whole way to affect your kidney. Then the last one is to have a sound, calming mind. That's why we are inviting you this 23rd. That because as part of the holiness, let's sit together and listen to the choral songs, listen to the calming songs. And when we are listening to these chorals from the various groups we have invited, the Celestial City, the KSTU, that's Kumasi Technical, the KNUST, and I always say my face didn't come on that flyer, but we the Abochi people too, I think we are part of the many more. So we will also sing. And as you are listening to those Abochi voices and those who have rehearsed voices, it will help us all to maintain our kidney. And that song will purify our brains to have a holy life. And we will be able to preserve our health, because health is like money. We will not appreciate it because you have good health. But when you lose it and your money is left with one CD, you know that there are some part of time that you need to drink a lot of water. So we want to encourage our viewers and our listeners that people are dying out of kidney transplant, kidney dialysis, and so on. Don't read there, because if you read there, you can't listen to us every Sunday. Therefore, as part of our preventive role, Richmond Media Health Issues are saying that we are educating so that you can get health, to always share, watch us every Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Ackon, for that in-depth explanation and in-depth understanding given to us this afternoon. Brother David Asiedi says, good one there. God bless you, Prof. And Sister Doris Odro Rabbi says, how I wish certain people are listening and watching too. Thank you very much for this wonderful lesson. Thank you so much, our viewers and listeners, for joining us this afternoon as we have discussed prevention of kidney failure. To our brother George Akon, we don't know what to tell you, but all to say is God bless you. Sister Christiana Sapon says, God bless you, brother, for that in-depth the love that you have for Richmond Media. We cannot say thank you, but God's blessing is above all things. That is what we are giving you this afternoon, Brother George, as you exit the platform to join your family. May God continue to bless you all, and to everyone. The same time, health issues every Sunday. Join us so that we will understand ourselves as we listen to various issues concerning our health that will help us to improve our lives, to live longer than what is expected, or not to shorten our lives, because God has given us life to enjoy. Let us enjoy with good health as we continue to save time for health issues every Sunday at 3 p.m. UK Ghana time. At the moment, the time hasn't changed, and wherever you are, you can convert it into your own time. My name is Hanna Bimah. Until next week, it is bye-bye for now. Thank you.
To be